In the heart of the Swiss Alps lies the mountain resort of Laax. A gateway to one of Switzerland's largest ski areas, the town has become a renowned winter sports destination. For the past 6 years, Laax has also played host to the Burton European Open, one of the world's premier snowboarding competitions. Every January, hundreds of the world's top freestyle boarders head here to show off their skills in both the slopestyle and the halfpipe. Since gaining Winter Olympic status in 1998, snowboarding has continued to grow in popularity. Riders like American Shaun White have pushed performance to new levels, while advances in technology have led to better and faster boards. To that end, snowboard manufacturer Burton has joined forces with mobile phone provider Nokia for a project called Push Snowboarding, which is designed to measure how snowboarders perform on the mountain. By fitting riders and their boards with a series of sensors, the idea is to record everything about the snowboarding experience, from how high you jump to your riding technique or even the speed of your descent. Stuart Wells is the Push project leader.
Inherently, the project, the Nokia Push project, is creative. It's creative technology. We chose snowboarding because it's a very creative sport. Guys that go out there are always pushing what they can do. They're always trying to think of different ways of doing tricks, different tricks they're evolving, and it just felt like it was something that that really fitted well with what we're doing.
Just water.
The Push project sees a rider fitted with 5 different sensors, each providing information about their performance during a run. A sensor placed inside a vest pocket records a rider's heartbeat or work rate, whilst another, fitted over the arm, records sweat levels, which can be used to measure how a rider reacts to the various challenges of a run. Sensors inside the rider's boots measure toe and heel pressure, whilst one mounted on the snowboard itself measures orientation and the rotation of the board. All this data is then streamed back to a phone to be processed, whilst the GPS on the phone itself is used to measure the boarder's speed. The uses for the technology on the mountain are numerous. It can be employed to teach beginners the basics of the sport, whilst professional boarders can measure air time with it or calculate the speed required to perform certain tricks. The project's overall goal is to discover the best ways technology can be incorporated within the sport.
What we're trying to do is make something for all riders so it's actually useful for everyone. From an amateur perspective, we could actually produce an app which helps them learn to ride, because it can tell them that they're putting too much pressure on their toe edge when they should be switching the pressure to their heel edge, and that's why they fell. From a professional perspective, we can provide data to a rider for when they're landing a kicker. Are they landing flat? Are they falling on one edge or another? What kind of height they've got? All these kind of things. But then it also could be applied to judging in competitions. But the important thing is that we're not trying to take away the human aspect of snowboarding. We're not trying to take away people's enjoyment and the judge's eye, for example.
One man who's already taken an interest in the project is legendary snowboarder Terje Håkansson. The Norwegian dominated freestyle snowboarding during the 1990s, winning the halfpipe world title on 3 occasions and showing the world what was achievable on a snowboard in the process. Now 36, Håkansson has played an important role in pushing snowboarding as both a sport and an industry, and he understands the importance of developing technology.
My first impression is that this is something that's going to work, and we just got to find out the small little details on like what maybe other stuff we can measure. But there's just a few things that already work, and you can get the components a little smaller, and I don't know, I think it'd be cool. I think it would be different from people to people what they're going to use it for. technology helps a lot of things, and you know, if you can help the sport or help having a better snowboard experience, that's cool.
Each year, Håkansson hosts his own snowboarding competition in Norway, the Arctic Challenge, which attracts the 20 leading riders on the TTR Snowboarding World Tour. He's already considering how the technology could be introduced into the competition, either to assist the judges or to give the viewers at home a better understanding of how it feels to approach a jump at 50 kilometers an hour, perform 4 rotations and nail the landing.
I think for certain things, you know, there's a lot of style, you know, for snowboarding contests, like how you get judged and stuff. And this won't be able to read your style, but you know, it will read your amplitude and, you know, maybe speed and your hits. So yeah, it would definitely help, you know, like the judges, you know, to pick a winner.
As more and more sports these days turn to technology, professional snowboarding could be next, and use it either as an aid in competitions or just an added bonus for the viewers at home. Although the Push snowboarding project is still in its infancy, the developers are confident they're on the right path.
The Nokia Push project at the moment is in a pilot stage. We've got a long way to go before everyone in the mountain can have it, but that would be a great thing to happen. I'd love it if we introduced another layer of fun on the mountain. The mountain is a playground, but when we introduce our technology, hopefully it will elevate that fun.
Chamonix-Mont-Blanc in the French Alps hosts the opening round of the 2011 Freeride World Tour. Now in its 4th year, the international tour features 6 events. The rules are simple. With a start gate at the summit and a finish line at the bottom, the riders have to make their way down the mountain whichever way they choose. Each run is judged on the difficulty of the line, control, fluidity, and the number of jumps and crashes. France's Xavier Delarue has won the men's snowboard world title for the past 3 years. A 2-time world champion in snowboard cross, Delarue once again looks the man to beat, as this daring run sees him claim his 4th straight win in the competition.
Staying in the Alps, we head to Spital in Austria, where the skiers are going up the mountain instead of down it. Now in its 7th year, the Champ, or Cramp, is a ski mountaineering contest, which involves participants racing up the longest black run in the Alps, climbing 8.5 kilometers straight up. The winner of this year's race is Italy's Piv Tadai, who takes the victory in a race record time of 58 minutes and 45 seconds.
And now for the answer to this week's sporting question. Earlier in the show, we asked you who was the first rider to win the Tour de France on 5 consecutive occasions. The answer is Miguel Indurain.
The Spaniard dominated the Tour during the early 90s, winning it every year between 1991 and 1995. Renowned for his physical size, Big Mig spent 60 days wearing the Tour de France race leader's yellow jersey. Only 3 riders have spent more time in the illustrious Maillot Jaune. As well as his 5 victories in the Tour, Indurain also won the Giro d'Italia twice and claimed Olympic gold in the time trial at the Atlanta Games in 1996, before retiring from cycling the following year. In 2000, Indurain was voted Spain's sportsman of the 20th century.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
It's known as the last great race on Earth. The Iditarod Trails sled dog race is a 10-day, 1,600-kilometre test of endurance across Alaska's beautiful wilderness. Here, the Arctic temperatures can drop so low that exposed flesh freezes in seconds. The trail's route, which starts in the state's largest city, Anchorage, and finishes in Nome on the coast of the Bering Sea, is steeped in folklore. Originally used during the Alaskan Gold Rush, the trail became a lifeline in 1925 when medical supplies were transported on it following a diphtheria epidemic that threatened the children of Nome. The Iditarod race was created in 1973 to commemorate the heroics of the mushers back then and has become the state's most popular sporting occasion. Each March, a small group of men and women from all walks of life attempt it. And while the majority of the 50 or so mushers and their dogs hail from Alaska, the Iditarod has also attracted sled dog teams from beyond American shores. Gato Kuruchet was the first South American